Let's have a look at some multiplication strategies we can use, and we're going to start with arrays. We've got 3 multiplied by 12. Well, we could think of it as 3 rows of 12. So there's our 3 rows of 12 columns. Now we can also think of that as 3 rows of 10 columns as well as 3 rows of 2 columns. So I've just split it into 2 parts, but I haven't changed the total. Now what we can do now is multiply 3 by 10 and 3 by 2. So we get 30 plus 6 equals 36. Now did you notice something? I split 12 into 2 different numbers that make up 12. I could have used 8 and 4, 6 and 6, but I used 10 and 2. And that's because I wanted to break it into tens and units, because multiplying by tens is much easier than multiplying by some other numbers, so it made our job a little easier. Now let's continue thinking about place value with this example. Again, I'm going to break this into the tens and the units. So I've got 4 multiplied by 60 plus 4 multiplied by 6. So I'm going to break it into 2 problems. But I'm actually going to write that as 4 multiplied by 6 tens and 4 multiplied by 6. And the reason for that is 4 multiplied by 6 is 24, so that's 24 tens. 4 multiplied by 6 again is 24. So now I can convert 24 tens or rename it as 240 plus 24. So I'm going to add 20, which is 260, and 4, which is 264. We've got 9 multiplied by 27. We can break that into the tens and the units and then think of it as 2 rectangles. Instead of a rectangle whose sides are 9 and 27, we can have 2 rectangles, 9 by 20 and 9 by 7. But we could solve that, but what we could do is break the 20 into 10 and 10. So now we've got 3 rectangles. So what we can do at this point is work out the area of each of those. Area 1 is 9 multiplied by 10. Area 2 is also 9 multiplied by 10. And area 3 is 9 multiplied by 7. So the total area, or the value of 9 multiplied by 27, is area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3. 9 tens are 90. So we've got 90 for area 1 and area 2 because they're identical. Area 3, 9 multiplied by 7. Well, 10 sevens are 70, but I only need 9 sevens, so I'm going to subtract 1 7, and that gives me 63. Now when I add this, I'm going to add the two 90s first, not just because they're next to each other, but because 90 plus 10 gives me 100, but I've still got another 80, so that's 180. I just was able to count to the next 100. And now I have to add 63 on, so I've got 180 plus 20 to take me to the next 100, so that's 200, and I've still got 43. So by using the area method, I've actually solved quite a tricky multiplication problem. This is how we use an algorithm to solve a multiplication. If we want 2 multiplied by 43, what we can do is write it out down our page. I like to start with the largest number first. And remember, 43 multiplied by 2 is the same as 2 multiplied by 43. So we write it like this, our first number, and then we put the next number underneath, making sure we line up our place value digits. We always start from the far right, and in this case, it's the units place. We multiply everything on the top line by everything on the bottom line. In this case, we start first with 2 and we multiply it by the number straight above it, which is 3. Now that's 3 units, and we're multiplying it by 2, so we get 6 in the units place. We move left and we multiply 2 by 4. 4 in the tens place, so this time we've got 2 times 4 equals 8, and that means it's 8 tens. So there's our answer. 2 times 43 equals 86.